Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust. We've owned our VW Campervan Nelson for nearly 8 years now, and we absolutely love him. He has been particularly invaluable during the last 2.5 years of our early retirement.
So what we want to do in this video is to take you through some of the main benefits of owning a campervan in your early retired years. We have got some exciting breaking news for you because yesterday we went and placed an order for a new campervan, and apart from the excitement of all that, visiting the dealership made us realise just how popular campervan and motorhome ownership is amongst the early retired and retired community.
And owning your own campervan is a great way to get out and explore. It gives you lots of freedom to have lots of adventures in the comfort of your own van.
So what we want to do in this video is to take you through what we think are the top reasons for owning a campervan in your early retired life. Having a campervan gives you the freedom to travel wherever and whenever you want. We have found it so flexible in our travel arrangements, so we really enjoy having nights away, and you might have seen some of our videos where we literally drove down the road and stayed at a local pub, but then you can go away for weekends, weeks, or the extended road trips that we absolutely love around Europe.
And the great thing is, whenever you're going on holiday, you don't have that worry about having to find the best prices for flights and what time you're going to fly, and you don't have to stress about booking hotel rooms. You just get in the van and set off driving wherever you please.
Everyone on the channel knows that I love a good plan, but one of the wonders of owning a campervan is you can be a little bit more spontaneous and responsive to what you find out and about on the road, and some of our best road trips have been really impulsive decisions, and we've ended up in places where we just would not have planned to go prior to that. When we've been away on some of our recent road trips to the US and to Thailand, obviously not in the campervan, we realised on road trips like that the costs quickly add up, and things like hotel accommodation, eating out every night, flights, it all added up in a way that we didn't really feel in control, whereas when we're away in the van, we'd feel much more in control of our finances.
So to give you an example, we went away last year to the European Alps for the summer. We had 6 weeks and 2 days away in the campervan, and we spent just over £2,730, but that included absolutely everything, all of our petrol, all of our food, all of our accommodation. And in actual fact, when we looked at it, it wasn't a huge amount more than we would have spent had we just been at home for the summer. Our campervan Nelson is our absolute home away from home. We have it set up with all our own home comforts. We love having our own bed and bedding, everything that we need just to make our travelling lives as comfortable as it can be. We absolutely love the fact that you can cook your own meals. You are the masters over your own destiny. You don't have to rely on eating out all of the time. Within the van, we have our own spaces so that we can just chill out and relax. And just having our own bed with our own bedding is just one of life's best luxuries. We often joke on all our travels, the van remains the same inside, but the garden outside constantly changes. We've stayed away for over 800 nights, and it's amazing how many different views we've had when we open that door.
We found having our own campervan absolutely promotes a much more active and healthy lifestyle. We're outside for one in the fresh air so much more than if we were stuck at home, and it's our little adventure portal, so it takes us off walking, biking, swimming. We just load it up with all the kit, and we know that when we're out on the road we can just take advantage of all the wonders of nature. The other thing is just being out in nature is really good for your health. So, you know, there is that old adage about forest bathing, in the fact that just being immersed in nature makes you feel better, it reduces your stress levels, and it's proven to improve your health. And then on a little sideline, we have touched on this, we found it really hard when we were on the road in Thailand to keep a healthy diet because we were having to eat out all of the time. Whereas when we're away in the van, we just cook our normal foods. We know that we can look after ourselves. It keeps it on a budget, but it also keeps us healthy at the same time. Not to be too twee, but our time in the campervan together is a really special time. And we have had the opportunity to build so many memories together. both before we early retired, but particularly once we've early retired. And we have travelled to so many amazing places, and we have just got those shared memories of that time together.
We do get asked quite a lot, what's it like sharing such a small space together? I mean, the VW is particularly small, but actually it's not, for us, it's not an issue. We have been married for over 30 years, and actually I think it's brought us together stronger. We still find our own little spaces within the van, and we still occasionally, when we're out and about on our travels, we will go and do separate things so we get our own space. But yeah, it just isn't a problem for us.
And the other thing is, we've got quite a number of friends who have also got camper vans, so it's a really good opportunity to get out and to meet people on site. And the camper van community in itself is really welcoming, and we have met some wonderful people on the road that if we hadn't have got a camper van, we'd have never have met.
And then the last thing, which it sounds a really funny thing to say, but the campervan is an absolutely amazing spare room. We have used it on a number of occasions, both in our little cottage when we've had lots of family together. We will use it as a spare room, usually us that's slung out of our cottage so the kids can have the 2 bedrooms that we've got. And also if we go and stay with friends, we've quite often just stayed in the campervan because they haven't got a spare room.
If you are a pet lover, then a campervan or a motorhome is a great opportunity to take your little furry friend on all of your adventures with you. There are so many campsites that are dog friendly, and the campervan just gives you a really easy opportunity to take your pets with you on your travels that might not be as easy if you were looking at pub or hotel accommodation.
When we first retired and relocated to live in the Yorkshire Dales, we had a period of 14 weeks where we actually had to live in this VW campervan, and it ended in November, so we were living in it partway into winter. And something that made us realise is you really don't need a lot of possessions. We spent 14 weeks with the bare minimum in the van. Whatever we could fit into these small cupboards was all that we took with us. And we realised you don't need a lot in life. You can live really, really simply. And when we moved into our house, finally in the Yorkshire Dales, it was something that really helped us with all our decluttering and downsizing and the less is more mantra in our new lives. So that's it. With all of these positives of owning a campervan in your early retirement, it might seem that life is one great big holiday to you. And actually, last year we did have 30 weeks away from our home travelling. 24 weeks of that were in the VW campervan. And we do have to define the difference between being on holiday and simply travelling, because we couldn't afford to, and our bodies certainly couldn't afford to live that extravagant life of being on holiday all the time. But as we said, it's our home away from home. We can live a simple life, we can live a healthy and active life, and the campervan gives us that time to get out exploring everything that's around us.
So we hope in this video we've given you some food for thought of the benefits of owning a campervan. What we want to do next week is to take you through some of the pitfalls of purchasing a campervan. Now, we haven't bought a campervan for the last 8 years, and we are just about embarking on that process, and it's been a real surprise to us, and there are lots of pitfalls. So in next week's video we want to take you through that. So if you are thinking of buying a campervan, you might want to check that out, because we've learned a lot, and we didn't really think that we'd got that much to learn, but yeah, it's been really surprising process. But that's it from us from this week. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.